What is up, guys? This is your boy Superior Simmer. Today I wanted to take a different approach to this video because it's a very serious topic. There was a Sims influencer by the name of Not Malcolm that made a video called Sims Influencers Are Insufferable. The video has like a thumbnail of little Simsy on it, and he's basically talking about like Sims creators and their involvement with EA. Now, obviously, when you click this video, you're probably thinking that he's talking about little Simsy like in a bad way, because again, the title and the fact that, you know, she's on the thumbnail, but she's actually not the one that he talks about in this video. Now, I did see this on Twitter, and apparently there was a sex joke made. I didn't really think anything of it, but I was like, you know what, I'm curious, like, what did he say? Because I was like, there's no way that like he made like a sex joke about little Simsy. I feel like that's a little bit like just, you know, going too far. For those who don't know, little Simsy actually opted out of doing future like pack reviews or even talking about like future packs, and so he was basically like applauding her for leaving. And again, this is like the whole post of like what she said. Now, after that happened, there was a comment that was made that a lot of people did not like. So yeah, I'm gonna play the clip here.
So for once, Lil Simsy and I agree on something. 2026 could be the start of something beautiful. I know she's married, but I also heard she likes that tequila. So, you know, we could have a throuple situation. I'm just bouncing ideas off the wall.
So yeah, when I did first hear this comment, I was like, okay, this is not good. I honestly genuinely think he thought it was funny when he said it. Again, he's mentioning alcohol, he's mentioning a throuple situation, and for those who don't know, a throuple is not like a threesome. A threesome is when three people you know, have sex. That's not what a throuple is. A throuple is three people that are in a romantic or sexual relationship. Now, there was a lot of people in his comment section that did not like his joke at all. One of his viewers did comment saying, I'm a big fan of yours and I'm very much on the same side when it comes to EA and the deal, but that she likes tequila throuple joke just sucked. Like, you just lost all credibility in that moment for me. And I could tell from his perspective, he probably thought the joke was funny. Obviously, that's why he said it. When you look at the comments of the video, there are a lot of people that don't agree with the joke. To sum it up, there's a bunch of people saying, hey, not only was the joke just out of pocket, like it just had no reason to be in the video, it's a very disgusting joke to make, and I'm also feeling very uncomfortable. So a lot of people are basically expressing to him like, hey, listen, as a viewer, as a supporter, I don't like this joke. Like, it's not funny at all, and I'm not feeling, I don't feel comfortable with you. I also saw some people say this was their first video watching him, and like that joke was just uncalled for. I think what makes the situation so much more worse is the response that he's giving to the people that are rightfully calling him out for this joke. Like, this is something that's not really up for debate, bro. This is a huge problem that people go through. Like, people do get taken advantage of when they're drunk. When you're intoxicated, you're not making the best decisions. There's a bunch of these comments, right, that are very similar, and they say, hey, I'm not trying to be mean or a hater, but that I know she's married, but I also know she likes that tequila, so maybe we could do a throuple situation. Is so fucking gross, dude. You can say now you have more of a positive opinion on someone without being a goddamn creep. You have to keep in mind, this was his way of praising little Simsy, right? You don't know this person based off all the interactions. I'm assuming you guys aren't friends, and again, she's married, so I'm assuming she wouldn't want people online saying things about her and her husband. It just doesn't make sense, bro. And it's a bunch of back and forth on, hey man, like the joke's funny, like it's just a joke, have a sense of humor. What, like, I'm genuinely trying to understand what part of the joke is funny. And there were a bunch of comments saying, yes, it was super cringe. I agree with you. I said, I agree, that was disgusting. Again, this is like a pattern. It's like the response that he gives to this. It's, oh, please ask Santa for a sense of humor next Christmas. Another viewer responded. This is a different viewer on the same comment that said, you need to figure out that making sexual jokes about a stranger is never okay. And he said, I didn't say anything sexual about her. I used the word throuple. This is a different viewer who said, you imply that if you got her drunk, she will concede to having a relationship with you, bruh. He said, I did not get so gay off the tequila is a popular little Simsy meme. I never implied anything about sleeping with her. But keep in mind, this person did not say anything about having like sexual like intercourse. I don't know why I'm saying like that, like having sex. The person said a romantic relationship, and that is what a throuple is. It's not like three friends going out to get ice cream. That's not what a throuple is. A throuple is three people in a romantic relationship. So again, he never said that he wanted to have sex with her, but he did say, again, he's just bouncing ideas off the wall. So it's like, any way you look at this, bro, the joke was just bad, my guy. Like, it was a really bad joke, and I get that you thought it was funny, but people are trying to give you an out. They're letting you know that they're uncomfortable, and all you have to do is just apologize, man. Like, it's not that hard. It's okay, we all make mistakes, but this whole doubling down stuff is insane. It's not a good look on you, because it's giving off the impression that it's okay to make these types of jokes. Like, it's okay for people to come into your community and say these type of things and just laugh and whatever. Maybe that's how he is. Maybe that's how he wants his community. I think you need to be transparent on that and say, hey, like, these are the type of jokes that I make. So if you don't like it, if you don't have a sense of humor, then you need to go. And what's really interesting to me about this situation, I think a lot of people that are kind of calling him out on this are trying to give him an out. Like, if that were me and I was watching someone I was subscribed to, I would probably just say, hey man, like, I don't really appreciate that. I'm probably gonna unsubscribe or just leave and not say anything. But I think something should be said, so like, again, this doesn't happen in the future. But it seems like a lot of his viewers are trying to kind of say, hey, listen, I love your points, I love all your criticism, you know, I'm siding with you, but the joke that you made was uncalled for. It went from like, okay, yeah, the joke just didn't land the way you thought it did, just, hey, like, know for next time not to do it. And obviously an apology is needed for this situation, because let's just be for real for a second, like, what you said was just like, it wasn't a good joke. And again, it's like they're trying so hard to, like, they want to be here, they want to support this guy, they're trying so hard to give him an out. The reaction to this from him, it's insane. This is the one that really blew my mind. There's one comment here that said, hey, the little Simsy Throuble joke was kind of uncomfortable and out of left field, not gonna lie. His response to this is, why am I not surprised that the little Simsy stands don't have a sense of humor about anything? Then the viewer responded back saying, me when I make a joke about a woman that verges on sexual harassment. Dude, I thought you were cooler than that. My mistake. He said, sexual harassment over a throuble joke is crazy. LOL, please be careful not to throw that around in the presence of actual survivors of sexual harassment. This is insane. The problem with the comment that I just read, he's assuming that this person isn't a victim of sexual harassment, or even worse. I don't know why he would say this, and I honestly think this is fucking wild to me. It's one thing to not like take accountability for what you said, but then you say something like this with no actual information on the person that you're saying this to. He said, I don't know, man, if it would be appropriate to make a joke about boning some random woman you don't own in real life to the same to some random woman on the internet. Like I said in my original comment, the joke was really out of left field and made me a bit uncomfortable, but I also understand how it might have just landed wrong, so I left it at that. So again, this is what I've been saying. A lot of people are trying to give him an out. That, like, bro, to have that type of community, bro, I would own up to my mistakes right away, because that's a special community that you have. Like, for me personally, if I made a mistake and people are trying to give me an out, I'm taking it, bro, because these guys are our supporters. Everything that we have on this platform is because of them. We are very privileged to be creators. We're very privileged to have a community like this. And she followed up by saying, your why can't anyone take a joke anymore response, however, is incredibly revealing. I also love the assumption that I'm not a survivor of sexual harassment. Bro, this is insane, man. I really don't understand why he can't just say, you know what? I think I made a mistake. Let me hold myself accountable to this. I think, like, us being, you know, men would hold ourselves to a certain standard. I know that in my community, if I say something that make my female supporters feel a type of way, or even male supporters, it doesn't matter, like, the gender, I want you guys to call me out. Say, hey, Superior, I don't agree with this. I think what you said was wrong and it made me uncomfortable. Can you please, moving forward, not do this because I don't like it? These are my supporters. These are my viewers, bro. I have to take in consideration what they're saying, but I know for the next time not to do these type of things. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that. And again, there's a lot of people that are also uncomfortable. That's a huge thing. You don't want people who are subscribed to your channel to be uncomfortable when they watch your content. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, I'm not making content to make people feel uncomfortable. I'm making content for people to feel good, to like lose themselves for even like 5-8 minutes and forget about what's going on if they're having like a bad day. If people are feeling a type of way, you have to address that, because again, it gives off the wrong impression. In that same comment, someone said the joke really grossed me out for the rest of the video, but I'm not the only one who thought that he was overstepping with this joke. And again, his response to this, I'm so sorry you were offended by a throuple joke, LOL. In his mind, he doesn't think there's anything wrong with that. And the original commenter of the entire like comment thread or whatever said, bruh, if you lack the empathy to look at why someone might be uncomfortable with a joke about making sexual advances at a drunk woman in society, where that kind of harassment is still a real issue, then I feel sorry for the woman in your life. And this is a big thing, man. I know I saw on the news a few months ago, there's been a lot of like rideshare companies like Uber, like Lyft, like women get drunk and they're trying to get home, and these guys will like take advantage of that. Like, they'll try to, you know, lure them to other locations that isn't their set destination, or they'll try and get more drinks into them, or try to go back to their place, especially if they know you're intoxicated. Like they will take advantage of you. And it happens with males too as well. I just don't understand why people don't think this stuff is serious. Like this stuff is not a joke, bro. They said, LOL, you're making a video about a disgusting company, and in the same video you're being disgusting. Again, he hits it with, it's called a sense of humor. Come on, like it's funny, like whatever. And they said, no, it's not. It's not a sense of humor. If you're objectifying and sexualizing a woman, it's misogyny. And for someone who's making this video, you're really a hypocrite. I think you have to understand your audience and what is okay and what is not okay. Obviously, this is never okay. It's very obvious that him and Little Simsy are not friends. There's just never a situation where you should be saying this in general, period, especially online. I can only imagine what her and her husband might be going through. I don't even know if they know about this because the video has a lot of views, bro. This video is like almost at 150,000 views. I'm surprised this is still in the video. I also saw a comment of someone saying, oh, like maybe you just don't get it because you're a man. And it's like, I don't think it has anything to do with him being a dude. I just think he generally is just tone deaf. Like he's ignorant. He just doesn't understand. And it's up to him to do that research to understand why I understand. And I'm a man. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions about this. But yeah, with that being said, if you guys made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. This has been your boy Superior Simmer. Hope you guys have a good day and take care.